Yo, what is good, quick crypto family, coin factory family? Welcome back once again to another daily live stream. We have got quite a lot of interesting information to cover in today's stream. Is the stream live? It should be live. Although it's looking a little bit weird on my side. Interesting. Well, yes, welcome back, family, once more to another daily live stream. We have seen another development from that wallet one, the elusive potential Binance wallet. It has scooped up even more Kaspa, another 3 million, nowhere near the size we saw yesterday, but still stacking more Kaspa after what it did yesterday is surprising and maybe a sign of something more. Again, we'll get to that in a moment. Alongside some other developments, we've got some announcements from Zebek and other projects as well, but mainly it's going to be Kaspa again this stream. And then we have got some important fundamental news as well. If you look at the market chart, things are looking very great right now. But again, in my personal belief, not financial advice, price is temporary, and Institute are not focusing on the price right now. They're focusing on the architecture, the infrastructure, and what's being built. We'll get to some more sources in a moment. I just posted another one of my alpha documents on my Twitter. Don't say I don't do anything for you, family. I do occasionally post some of my premium insights to my Twitter account. So if you want to follow me on Twitter, you're able to see them there as well. Again, the link to that are down in the description. This is a post from JP Morgan, which again, very, very insightful. We'll get to that in a moment, but again, it's more confirmation that they just don't really care about the price right now. They're looking for longevity, looking for real utility and infrastructure that is being built. So that being said, family, welcome back once again to the channel, to the stream, to the family. Hopefully having a great day so far. I apologize for going live a little bit earlier today. I'm going to be busy a little bit later, so I haven't really got the time to be going live at the usual time. But either way, we are here and we're ready to get into the sources. We've got Crypto Gosu here first. Welcome back, my man, who's doing very, very well. Wing Hong as well, brother. Welcome back. Vimunya, not yet. Things are looking quite bleak, and we'll get into the reasons why in a short moment. And what am I wearing? Cargo's and a t-shirt still. It's been one of those weeks for me where cargos just feel comfortable and t-shirts just, well, my house is warm enough to do it. Welcome back, Lau, who's doing very, very well. Hanny as well, welcome back. Good evening to you too. Mr. Miles, first as always, welcome back, brother. Who's doing very, very well. Shay, yo, brother, and Falco. I'm gonna start doing shots every time whales accumulate while everyone else is selling. I need a new liver. Yeah, honestly, because today we are seeing a ridiculous amount of whales buying up, truth be told. As you look at Kaspa, go to top addresses right now, and you can see we saw quite a sizable number of whales accumulating more. The wallet one now again doing it, Mexi scooping up more. You saw wallet 6 and 7 and 9 all scooping up more as well. So, and we can easily, well, let's say easily, we can potentially trace back to who these wallets are. Wallet 6 in this scenario seems to be a Kraken wallet, so it's Kraken Exchange. Their tag's gone though. And wallet 7 in this instance, wallet 7 seems to also be another form of Kraken wallet as well. So this is probably 2 Kraken wallets combined together here. And then equally wallet 9. Wallet 9 seems to be, let's go down a little bit further. Cannot seem to determine who. Okay, wallet 9 is actually, seems to be a Bybit wallet of sorts then, probably, potentially. So equally, yeah, so it does seem to be, again, big exchange wallets that are doing this. But again, this is theoretic, potentially. We haven't got any confirmation. We haven't got the tags on there. I think this wallet being Kraken is a very strong likelihood. But we'll come back to that stuff in a moment as well. Either way, you're seeing a lot of whale activity, and actually that matches up here. This Kraken wallet here, 50 million outflows. You saw 50 million inflows in this wallet, so it definitely is a Kraken wallet here, as they've redistributed their wallet and their addresses and their wealth. We've seen quite a lot of inflows today, so something's cooking right now. Honestly, family, something's cooking. Welcome back, Double D, bro. You're doing very, very well, man. And you too, Shay. Welcome back, brother. Kraken's got a lot of wallets, yeah, including a few in the 2 million. Yeah, that's something. I had a little debate online earlier today as well, where someone was talking about. I made this post here, another post again, just regarding the wallet one scooping up another 3 million Kaspa, and the theory again that it is probably Binance or Wintermute. And I had a nice little debate really with who is it? Where was it? It was trying to remember who it was. It was one of these threads. In fact, I could just go to my replies and I'll probably be able to find it there. But yeah, it's basically the theory that it most definitely is a yes, yeah, here it is. So yeah, it's regarding to this individual here, where someone said I think it's a gate wallet, and this individual replied, of course it is. And I was just like, someone asked me this again in my stream, in my Discord server yesterday, about is it actually a gate wallet or not, or how do you know it's not a gate wallet? Ultimately, we haven't got any confirmation, but the fact that you're seeing accumulation from Bybit Exchange and KuCoin, although KuCoin's been a very long time, but you're seeing accumulation from Bybit as well into that wallet. And here the wallet addresses from Gate and then Wallet 1, the distribution and accumulation doesn't really align at all to make it seem like it is Gate 1-to-1. And then equally then individual here, how do you explain this then? About this is on Gates website in regards to how much they have in their reserve, which they have 964 million Kaspa in their reserves. Well, fair enough, fine. But then when you look at the top address owns 1.1 billion. So either way, if Gate has a reserve of 940 million, but Wallet 1 has 1.1 billion, then for me personally, I don't see how that could be a Gate wallet, because it makes more sense for me, because you look at Gate's wallet is down here now with less than 1 million Kaspa. So Gate most likely have distributed their wealth to multiple smaller wallets, which collectively amounts to 960 million Kaspa. But it doesn't really make sense mathematically for it to be Wallet 1 to be Gate when they have more Kaspa in this balance sheet than they tend to do on their website in their reserves. But again, it was just something else. People are still, again, trying to theorize who it is. Some are very adamant it's Gate. I still believe it's not, because the math doesn't math in that regard. For me, again, it makes more sense for it to be Bybit. Not Bybit, even Binance, because they've been buying from Gate, Bybit, and previously KuCoin. And when you look at these exchanges and their relationships, well, Gate was originally based in China, but then expanded their operations into the United Arab Emirates in Dubai, where they were given the legal authority, therefore, to launch their OTC trading platform, the ability to launch over the counter, so it doesn't affect the markets, which is what we've seen recently with Kaspa and this Wallet 1. With Bybit, where they also buy from, the HQ is also in the UAE. However, they also have additional operational routes in Singapore and Hong Kong. And Binance is a Singaporean exchange. And then KuCoin, again, founded in China, but has previously been based in Singapore. So the three wallets are either in areas that have less, I wouldn't say regulatory oversight, but a lot more regulatory freedom, a lot more freedom to do act as they will, or they are in areas like Singapore, where Binance is also originally based. So for me, again, it's still just picking at straws. It's still speculation, but for me, if it's going to be anybody, it's most likely going to be Binance, or again, maybe it's going to Mute, being a market maker who is in cahoots with Binance, who are then accumulating, then give the money, give the assets to Binance when they are ready to list. We still don't know who it is. We still have no clue who it is, but either way, seeing this wallet buying another 3 million Kaspa after literally just buying 158 million yesterday, $8 million worth, it's quite insane. So I'm wondering what they're stacking for and how long they're going to continue stacking, because it's been repetitive, it's been continuous. If you look at Kaspalytics now and look at that wallet address, you can see finally it's updated the massive spike here. The biggest spike we saw previously was down here. Now, in terms of how much it cost, Kaspa here was around 15 cents, so it actually cost a lot more to buy 140 mil Kaspa back here as opposed to now. But in terms of the sum of Kaspa that actually accumulated 140 to this time when they bought 158, they accumulated a lot more Kaspa than most they ever have done just yesterday. Maybe again it's something to come, it's speculation, but as we are potentially nearing the latter end of the cycle, although I'm not so adamant or confident on that just yet, but as we are further delving deeper into Q4, I think it's going to start seeing some significant developments and shifts, and hopefully some bullish pumps coming soon. Although, don't be emotional, be logical, our time is going to come. I think the cycle has still got longer to go, and we'll get to those sources in a moment as well. Octoplus, welcome back, bro. We'll be buying 1 million Kaspa for $5,000 in 6 months. Not fighting, I can see it happening. I mean, that would be interesting if that did pan out that way. And I would join you in that ride as well, Octoplus. Welcome back, Greg, bro. You're doing very, very well, my man. And YouTube Buffalo Theory, welcome back, brother. And Bet Evening to you too, my man. Hopefully you're all doing very, very well this fine evening. So to continue on now, we'll get into some more Kaspa content. We've gone to this post already. Interesting to see that this Wallet 3 is still stacking heavy on Kaspa. Then we also had, again, the other stuff we showed us earlier about how we're seeing a lot of well accumulation right now. You know, the largest Kaspa wallet saw significant inflows earlier, adding nearly 160 million Kaspa. That's in the past 48 hours. And now we've seen wallet 6, 7, and 9 also stacking quite heavily as well. So we're seeing a lot of the big exchanges and big wallets stacking heavy. Now we do know wallet 6 seems to be cracking. Wallet 7 may be cracking. We haven't got confirmation of that. And then wallet 9 may be Bybit. Again, the tags aren't there, and that's just due to Kaspa not updating them. Also, we haven't got any proper clarity they are these exchange wallets. It's just a good theory because the wallets that have been updated, we can see. Again, if you look at wallet 7, for example, you can see Kraken is one of the wallets that gets sent to as well. So maybe it's a case that this wallet is one that's owned by Kraken. It's happened on multiple instances. But then when you look at wallet 9, for example, is not as transparent, if you will. Again, you haven't really got a known wallet address because it hasn't been put down on Kaspa. But you go down far enough, you eventually do see there is a Bybit wallet address. So maybe it's the Bybit wallet. That's a speculation. But again, we don't really know. One thing, of course, is important to note and very interesting to note, regardless of who the wallets are, is you take a continual just gander, a little look at these exchanges, at these these transactions going through. This instance, 15 million Kaspa. We actually saw 65 million Kaspa coming out of the Kraken wallet to go into these wallets here. But you look at this in this particular instance, you're seeing 72 million transacted. 72 million transacted here, which cost literally nothing. 0.000024 Kaspa and took less than a second, which is again absolutely insane. Welcome back, LB bro. You're doing very, very well, brother. Yeah, it's absolutely nuts to see the sort of superiority in regards to the speed, cost, and not just that, it's also the size of funds they're sending. Ethereum, not even a week back during the whole market crash, it cost thousands and thousands of dollars to send barely $10. But you could do the exact opposite, sending millions and millions of dollars on Kaspa, and it costing nothing, less than a cent, a fraction of a cent, which is very, very important. So we're seeing again big world movements. Right now, the top 10 addresses, being multiple exchange wallets as well, hold about 21%. That's quite a lot. Hopefully, it's going to change when you end up seeing, we like to believe, a Binance listing, which would then hopefully mean more people start buying off the exchange. You see the amount accumulated drop as a result of that. We'll have to wait and see. We're going into November right now, and there's going to be some big developments in November, no doubt, in the regulatory and crypto landscape with SWIFT, hopefully the Market Clarity Act, and many more as well. But we have seen some big posts again here. I mentioned this earlier on my Twitter page as well, and I mentioned this in my streamers today as well. Welcome back, Don, bro. You're doing very well, brother. We saw yesterday Begin Blockchain Limited, who is the parent company of Ice River Mining. They have now officially gone public. We see here, Oyster Lee posted about it. Begin IPO NASDAQ. So it looks like in that regard, Begin has expanded, and now they are publicly available to the Wall Street, to the TradFi market. So I made the post about how, this basically means, by extension, Kaspa has expanded into Wall Street once more. You already got Marathon, who mines Kaspa, which means BlackRock, which means Wall Street. But now you've got this IPO from Begin Blockchain, which means Ice River, which also, to an extent, means Kaspa as well. It's not as black and white as that, but there are correlations to that. And you can see Ice River posted about it here as well. A new era begins. Begin Blockchain has now joined the NASDAQ global market under the ticker BGIN. And this, again, is a big deal, showcasing that, while Ice River aren't, again, they're not a Kaspa mining company. They are a company that sells ASIC miners. But as a company that sells ASIC miners, they also, Kaspa is one of their biggest, I think there was somebody earlier I saw who posted about it, and their biggest holdings is actually USDT Tether, but after that is Kaspa. So Kaspa seems to be their biggest bag. And this, by extension could therefore mean that we're going to see Wall Street starting to jump more into the crypto mining space, scooping up some Begin token ticker, investing more into this company, which could by correlation also mean they're starting to look and expand a bit into Kaspa, being one of the bigger assets that Ice River and Begin are holding and actually tapping into, which is quite a big deal. It's a very big deal, actually. I'm pleased by that. I look forward to more coming to Kaspa in that regard. Now I wanted to quickly address the elephant in the room. You aim at the clickbait. The clickbait being about Binance, probably, I'm guessing. The Binance wallet buying more. I mean, yeah, it's speculated that it's Binance wallet. But I mean, I wouldn't say it's that clickbaity, not this stream. I mean, I guess, again, it's just nitpicking the Binance, then yeah, fair enough. And Wallet 1 bought another sizable bag. Whales are appreciating a lot more, which is true. And then we have got some other posts regarding the Clarity Act, which we have got this post we'll get to in a moment as well. But yeah, cycling back into it. Next few days off, house move at the weekend. Okay, just reply to Wing Hong. Yeah, hope you're doing well, brother. So yeah, we just saw this post just in the elephant in the room. We spoke about it briefly yesterday. We saw that KDA, also known as Kadena, rugged yesterday. The whole company went bottoms up. They made a public announcement about how they are unable to keep their business operation and activity ongoing, mainly due to the stress of the market. You know, they basically said that here that they are unable to continue going on. The market is just not favoring them, so they've had to, completely just jump, leave, halt, cease all operations, which has of course left a lot of the community feeling very, very hard done by. Again, they're meant to be a proof of work project. They're meant to be decentralized. Evidently, it's not decentralized if a centralized team can up and leave and it crashes the whole project and just take everything. Much as we don't want it to happen in the future to be, let's say, Son Polinsky and friends decide to leave Kaspa, it's a community-founded project. Most of their core developers and their people inside it, and that would definitely cause a dump if they decide to up and leave. They don't run Kaspa. Kaspa's a community project. It's actually decentralized, so their leaving wouldn't affect Kaspa, whereas Kadena announcing they're going to shut it down is proof that it's not actually decentralized. I made this post here in response to that, and the way I perceive it is this is again another proof to me that the crypto culling is continuing. These are only 3 that I've highlighted, but there have been many, many more. I'm sure Picoin is probably on there as well to some regard, but we saw Terra Luna last cycle, we saw Mantra last year, and now we've got KDA, and we're going to see many more. This is not the first nor the last rug that we'll see in the cycle in the next few years. And this is why I believe it's so fundamentally important that all of you be doing your own research, but just so you can find the true winners of this incoming crypto institutional tokenization wave. This again is one of the alpha documentations that I've posted to my VIPs already. This is a document, the practitioner's guide from an institution where it's just one of many pages in there. I think it's like 80-page document, but this one quote here states very clearly, the implication is clear. The winners of the tokenization wave will not be those who merely issue assets, but those who build the rails that make them usable. So what's important, therefore, is the infrastructure, be it stabilized issuance frameworks, integrated custody solutions, deep liquidity pools, atomic settlements, and compliance by design. The key to unlocking growth is good infrastructure. That is, again, why I'm not fussed about Kaspa's price. Because when it comes to infrastructure and development, Kaspa is the best in this space. The only asset in history to be a proof of work and scalable, solving this blockchain dilemma that has never been done before, 10 BPS, so it's got the fastest finality of any crypto project, and it's a proof of work, by the way, if I didn't mention that already. And it's got Dagnite coming out soon enough, making it internet chaos resistance. It's also got VProgs, meaning you can actually have smart contract building on the native, on the layer 1. It is a very, very significant development we're seeing right now. Of course, there are others that are further along than Kaspa, have had their first mover advantage, so they'll probably see more adoption early on, but Kaspa, in what they're building, is something that I don't believe will just up and disappear. No way, not in my belief. Institutional research document states the winners of the tokenization wave will not be those who merely issue assets, but those who build the rails that make them usable. The assets that are building the infrastructure are the ones who will survive this incoming crypto culling. Assets like Kadena, Luna, Mantra, ones that have been set up with the infrastructure that are set up just to fail. And I'm actually going to quickly sidebar to get into this post here as well that I posted earlier, and I'll come back full circle. This is another one of my other documentation that I posted to my VIP community about an hour ago now. Put a lot more on there as well, so you can get access to even more alpha insights through my VIP. But this post here for me, again, very much plain and simple. For those who are only watching the charts and the price, in my belief, and not just my belief, but institutional belief, you're going to miss out on the biggest opportunity forming behind the scenes. Just yesterday, 21st of October, JP Morgan Chase, they held their 13th annual Techstar conference with over 1,000 people across the tech world. And there are many talking points I spoke about. There are many. I've already summarized it in this post here, but the 2 biggest ones for this post for the public, They're talking about how they can use AI to print more revenue, AI being, of course, very important, but that also correlates to yield farming, staking. Institutions want to make their crypto work for them without selling it. That's what they want to do. The second one, which is the one that I'm going to mainly highlight here, is institutions are demanding a shift away from growth at any cost. It's not a case of growth at any cost. We need to make money no matter what. It's profitability and sustainable business models that generate cash and maintain healthy margins. This is another instance where smart money, this time it's JP Morgan, not Signet Bank. This time it's JP Morgan telling their enterprise clients, their close group of people, price volatility and regulatory noises are just surface distractions. The deeper story is that the rails are being built for the future. So you want to find the projects that are building rails that will be for the future. This is exactly what JP Morgan are talking about. So while I will repeatedly and continuously see people saying Kaspa's going to fall off to zero, it's a terrible project, the price is bad, you're right, price is bad. But do you understand in that regard where this space is migrating to, how it's evolving? Retail care about price. Institutions, they couldn't care less. Because if they see something that's worth building on, if they see something that's actually really usable, they're going to go to it, build on it. And that will correlate to increase in demand, more adoption, and simple supply versus demand. If the supply is dwindling while the demand is rallying up, that will rally the price. That's just how it works. That is how it works. So while Kaspa right now is losing or about to lose that 5 cents level of support, is playing with it right now, down 3.69%. Bitcoin again is not doing well today, down 0.52%, testing this level of support we got a little while back around this 108k. Things are looking bleak, and I have mentioned time and time again, Kaspa can definitely go low as well. People are saying 4.5. People are saying 3 cents. Again, anything's possible right now, but I don't believe that Kaspa is going to go to zero based on the developments that we're seeing. While it is slow, we are seeing gradual but continual expansion and growth in the ecosystem. More developments coming through as well. And we're seeing what institutions are talking about. They're talking about looking for the clear winners are ones who are actually building the infrastructure and the rails for the future. And JP Morgan saying the same thing as well. Price basically is irrelevant, or they're just distractions. Not irrelevant, but they're distractions from what really matters, which is who are building the rails for the future. So family, if you want to know more, this again, I'm going to start posting more of these premium insights occasionally on my Twitter, but you get them in a lot more detail and a lot more insights amongst other developments and other information like the trade alerts going on in there as well. All information you can find and much more in my VIP group. You find the link down below in the description. We have a 7-day free trial, so you can join for free for a week, get a peek behind the curtains. And if you don't think it's up for you, you don't like it, that's fine. You cancel subscription and you move on. That's perfectly fine. You can join for free for a week, or equally for another month. If you sign up to BYDFI, follow the steps in my free Discord server, and you can end up messaging me on Discord, and I give you a 1-month free trial as well. And you can get the benefits in there, alpha documentation, learning how to logically think and position yourself to make capital in this space, alongside trades and the weekly live streams as well. All information again down below in the description. If you need any help with setting anything up, just reach out to me either on Twitter or on Discord, and I'll help you out wherever I can. But there's so many sources coming out right now, what institutions are looking at right now, which is why I'm not getting scared about the price. The price is going down right now because of Trump. Again. And it's not Trump's fault, but it's retail sentiment because of Trump. So right now, in some reassuring news, the United States apparently is likely to announce a trade deal with India soon, which would include tariff cuts, apparently, which would be a good deal. However, of course, institutions, or more so retail investors, they only care really about Trump versus China. And we're hearing now that apparently Trump is planning to put 155% tariffs on China effective November 1st. So originally it was meant to be a 100% increase. Now it's going to be 155% on China in the next about 10 days or so, or 9 days or so, which of course has caused more volatility in the markets. Will it stay that way? We don't know. Will they form a trade deal? Again, we don't know, but this is a sort of headline news that is going to cause a lot of negative price action in the short term. We have heard some reassuring news in regards to we should be seeing the end of the government shutdown this week, apparently, according to the White House advisor. asset. And we should also be seeing the FOMC meeting next week, Wednesday, so 7 days time, which will hopefully result in more rate cuts, being again good for the risk off sentiment, or risk on sentiment, being crypto. We have seen this report here from the KYC letter. The initial jobs claims filed by federal workers spiked 121% week over week, reaching 7,244 in the week ending October 11th, the highest since the 2019 government shutdown, which is insane stuff. Of course, government shutdowns here right now, that's why it spiked so heavily, but it's considerable. And we should remember the Fed pivoted from inflation first to job first in regards to how they're going to navigate this economic circus act, if you will. How they're going to decide whether they're going to cut rates or not determines more so on the jobs report. Now, it still does matter. It does matter. Inflation does matter, of course. You want to keep inflation down ideally, but I think that's also going up a little bit. But if jobs are significantly worse and outweighing the worries of inflation, the Fed have no choice but to cut. So I think, again, this is a good insight that the Fed is probably going to cut next week, which is reassuring news. But unfortunately, the pullback today with all the assets, not just Kaspa, of course, people are going to probably come in and say Kaspa's the worst performing right now, which, I mean, it is in regard to TradingView right now. It's one of the worst performing. It's a volatile asset. It's a small asset. Therefore, volatility is very, very high. But in my belief, not financial wise, again, this is just another, price. People worrying about the price, people worrying about tariffs, but it's just a calm for the storm, if you will. I don't think the cycle is over. Not yet. I think we still got a lot more to look out for. Developments like this, we'll get into in a short moment as well, which also backs my theory. Welcome back, Kryptoni, bro. It's been 24 hours, bro. I heard you're doing very, very well. Diamonds Holding, welcome back, my man. Next level cash, just checking again. I'll be rich yet? If not, I will DCA more Kaspa. Well, get ready to DCA, brother, because we're not rich just yet. Kaspa below 5 cents again, so it could be, if you want to invest, again, I'm not a financial advisor, but if you decide to, could be a good entry level below 5 cents Kaspa. Jay, so your X post today, didn't realize you do buy alerts for future trading on the VRP. Yes, so the VRP community, we do a number of things. We do a live stream, which basically covers all the institutional insights and a lot more. It's basically what we do every day here, but in a lot more depth, a lot more alpha sources. We do that every single week, normally on a Sunday. And we also record it and upload it there as well. So if you can't tune in on the can't tune in live, you can watch it on playback. We do real-time trade alerts, which, due to our partnership with BYDFI, you can do it. You can tune into the trades with BYDFI or through our own trader, Chartflows, who's been doing very, very well. Unfortunately, had his first loss today. It's been the first loss this month. But this month has been very, very good. And last week, again, as you saw last week, I saw the post I made, did fantastic. Very, very. And he already made some gains this week. We had his first loss this month. So we got to do trades in there as well. And again, documentation like this and a lot more in there. I mean, you can just see a quick glance, if you will, like all the stuff here. You can see like all these documentation we post in there, like a lot of information. So yeah, it's kind of a little insight there. If you want to find out the sort of stuff out, be it trades, be it alpha insights, and much more, you can check it out for 7-day free trial. Again, just giving you a peek behind the curtains, because I understand that people are hesitant in wanting to sign up to any form of paid service, and I get that. So, and I don't want you to feel like you're losing your money. That's why I give everyone the opportunity to check for free. And if they think it's something they can learn and benefit from, then by all means, you're welcome to sign up. And again, if you think 7 days is not enough for you to get a proper understanding of what's going on in there, if it's worth your money, you can get an extra month signing through to BYDFI, our affiliate exchange, and then follow the steps in Discord service. You can get that as well. If you need any help setting that up, reach out to me on Twitter or Discord again, and I'll help you wherever I can. Crash is not over. Yes, crash is not over yet. We're still seeing some more pullbacks because of all the still ongoing uncertainty in the markets and the tariff headlines again. Anytime you see a tariff headline, expect the market to pull back. Reassuringly, gold is still coming down, which could be a good sign that risk off is now switching to risk on, which means going away from safe havens more so towards volatile assets. That could be a good insight. But the stock market's coming down as well, which is still nearing all-time highs, so I'm not worried yet. But if stocks need to stabilize really, and we need to see what the earnings reports look like as well. The earnings report will be very, very important to determine if the market will continue going up or not, which will be coming out this week. Did you see CTO Larson? Did you see his Larson lines turn bearish? No, I have not seen CTO Larson being Hong. I'm actually not entirely sure who you're referring to. I thought you were referring to Chris Larson, but it must be somebody else. If you can give me a bit more clarity about who you're talking about, maybe link a post in the Discord community, I'll look into it there. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure what you're talking about, to be honest, brother. Yeah, in continuation right now, we can see again, yeah, Kaspa's losing that support, or it's holding that support. It hasn't fallen below it properly, but it's playing with that 5% support level right now. Ethereum at 3.8k, Bitcoin at 108k. So all are kind of toying with levels of support right now, all kind of lingering. The BEX doing okay today. Currently, well, I say okay, it's up 0.40%, not really moving right now. It seemingly has broken the wedge pattern that I had drawn out a couple of weeks back, a month back now. It's kind of fallen below that, stayed below that now. So again, this is also why I think TA can be very, very relative. Wedge patterns, I made a post about it. If I haven't made it already, it should be coming out soon enough. Let me just quickly refresh. I think I scheduled the post actually. The post come out yet? No. Yeah, I made a post basically, but going to be coming out about how when it comes to, you know, investing and whatnot, or trading and whatnot, of course there are many indicators that do work, but sometimes it's worth just keeping it simple. You know, the whole like RSI, heat maps, all that sort of stuff, they can be helpful, but it can overcomplicate things. Sometimes just very, very simple. Just keep it at levels of resistance and support. So in that regard, you can see very clearly there's a level of resistance right here. But you also see it's very clear one around here as well. You can see time and time again the BEC has managed to find support and rebound off that. So right now the BEC is playing with that support level, and we'll hopefully therefore start seeing a recovery run if it can hold here, which I'm hopeful and believe it will do. We've got one Zebek update here I wanted to quickly highlight, which I think is a big deal. Just a quick video. Hopefully it doesn't get copyrighted. Just again talking from their CEO. He's talking about the beauty of Zebek lies with its interoperability, ultimately about the fact that they have their connection through CodePay. Zebek now integrates directly with any bank through the automated clearinghousing system, plug it into FedWire and FedNow to drive real-world adoption of crypto payments. So this is very closely here to this segment of the interview.
At Zebek is that it can integrate directly with any bank in the ACH system through our connection to CodePay. So our goal is to drive mass adoption, not by replacing the current system, but by plugging our rails into the Federal Reserve managed systems in the US, such as FedWire and FedNow, which already process trillions in daily transaction volume. The beauty of
now that is quite a big deal. It's quite a big deal. Again, Zebek seems to already have himself kind of positioned quite nicely for TradFi adoption. Connected to the Fed payment system, automated clearinghouse has also been quite a big deal. I believe that is in relation to the Nostra Vostra accounts as well, which has, well, no one actually knows the true figure, but it's believed to have multiple trillions of dollars locked up there and able to move. Of course, with crypto, that liquidity to be freed up as well. So that is also another reason why I'm into Zebek. Real assets that kind of are solving these sort of problems. You haven't got to like Zebek. That's not the premise of me trying to say that. It's just something that I believe in. That's why I hold it. I understand the risk of holding a centralized project. I'm holding it as a hedge just to end up making some gains. But Zebek seem to be in some good pools, in some good corners, and the good connections. That's hence why I'm decided to put a bet into it. Right now, I actually am down on Zebek. I bought at 0.00038. Which was around here, if I'm not mistaken. I bought around here, so I am down a little bit right now. I might decide to DCA at this level here, but I haven't decided on doing it right now. Right now, I'm just stacking up some dry powder as much as possible until I have better direction and confirmation of where we are heading, whether we're going up or down. Right now, we are truly in the unknown. It can go either way. There's so many macroeconomic conflicting news that, you know, one day things look bullish, one day Trump makes an announcement, and Japan makes an announcement, and you think these things just start turn hawkish and bearish. So I'm just holding strong right now. But Zebek again seems to be in a good corridor, making some big developments. And then announcement about the Fed actually is quite a big deal, considering that the Fed literally just yesterday had their crypto payments conference. We spoke about basically giving fintech firms and crypto firms the ability to have a sort of Fed master account where they can't take loans from the Fed, but they can utilize the Fed payment rails, which is, you know, a very, very big deal. So if you can get a license through that, then, you know, you're going to be connected to trillions and trillions of dollars of capital and multiple banks and institutions. So that is good for businesses like Custodia Bank, Kraken Exchange, probably also for the likes of Anchorage Digital and Ripple as well, in all honesty. And Zebek could be tapping into that as well in the future. Again, we'll have to wait and see. But again, Zebek's looking okay today. Tau also doing quite well. I'm going to make a video on Tau this week at some point. I meant to do it last week, but I didn't get a chance to. But Tau is probably one of the best performing assets right now in the last couple of weeks. And I think it's worth me covering my thoughts as to why it's done well and also why I think it's good for the future, which does coincide with stuff like this as well. You know, this sort of stuff about AI is very, very big. So anything regarding AI can have a kind of correlation to projects like Tau, which is also why I'm looking into it, because AI is literally all the rave with banks and fintech companies and financial institutions right now, which is why I think Tau is also doing very well. But to come back full circle, let's get into some more Kaspa news real quickly. So we already covered the unfortunate collapse for Kadena, but we've got a bit more here as well, where By the Fear or MoCrypto33 said why Kadena died and why Kaspa does it right. I think it's ultimately quite a nice breakdown, which is the fact that Kadena didn't fail technically. It fell because it had no adoption, no community foundation, and total dependency on a company. It was centralized. Despite saying it was decentralized, it was decentralized. Once the company collapses, the project collapses with it. Again, that's the point I was saying. If Tom Polinsky and friends, Michael Sutton, Coder Stuff, Crypto Aspect, if these people disappear, God forbid, hope they don't, but if they disappear, that wouldn't collapse the project. Kaspa's not a crypto company. But because Kadena was one, KDA was one, once they left, everything collapsed with it. But Kaspa is built the opposite way. Kadena relied on a company, single point of failure. When the funding dries up, development stops. Kaspa is powered by the miners, the community, independent contributors. No shutdown switch, no corporate dependency. Adoption. Kadena tried to do it through enterprise first, through big institutions. Kaspa done it the other way around. It has means that adoption's gone a lot slower and the price has been a lot more excruciating and slow, but it means that for Kaspa to fall off and die, it's a lot harder because the community have got into it because they believe in the infrastructure and the money can come from it in the future. Token utility, KDA had almost no real world use case, whereas Kaspa actually does. Development model, roadmap controlled by one company, whereas Kaspa is open source, and then multiple independent dev groups who are all trying to contribute to help build Kaspa up to get it into the limelight. Proof of work plus smart contracts, but not really in a use case, whereas Kaspa is Bitcoin DNA, scalable proof of work, simple, powerful, aligned with crypto's core values. So the conclusion, very nice conclusion here, is that KDA was a product, Kaspa's infrastructure. We just spoke about how important it is to adopt and get into infrastructure. Institutions are talking about, look at infrastructure. Infrastructure, infrastructure. That's what these companies, JP Morgan and the rest, are talking about. Invest into infrastructure projects. Don't just follow money. Don't just follow bad designs. Don't just follow products like issuing assets. Follow infrastructure. KDA dependent on the survival of its company. Kaspa survives because it doesn't need one. KDA is a corporate blockchain. Kaspa is a centralized infrastructure. And Paul Van Son said here, well said, top-down centralized approaches may have their merits, provided they find customers fast and the capital then can be provided, like Ripple's done, for example. They got customers quite fast. But the bottom-up, community-based approaches based on rock-solid belief and expanding roots in markets cannot be topped, and that will get the gradual adoption, and that will survive the battle of time. That's one thing people keep saying it's going to fall off, because I think the community has kept this project up. And those who are getting, there's a slightly growing group, but there's a group who are flooding Kaspa because of the price being bad. But the rest that are still in here are here because the infrastructure is really, really good. They're not going to leave. They're stubborn because they have a reason to be stubborn. They were either here in the early days with Bitcoin and Ethereum, or they missed it, but they understood why it was good to get into it. They see Kaspa as the next step. They're not going to leave. And that stubbornness is what's going to keep Kaspa alive despite it, giving it time to get that technology coming out there, to get the adoption, to then get that price going up as well. We've got a post here as well for Kaspa Media I'll get into in a short second. Welcome back, Capital Frog Bro. I'm doing very well, brother. I hope you're doing very well as well. Wallet One and Mexi are competing. Right now they are, yeah, and it's healthy competition. I like it. Please note that evening are getting darker, so try as much sunlight as possible. Yes, definitely. As we're getting towards Christmas time, days get shorter, nights get longer, so spend whatever time you can outside. Otherwise, you'll be constantly just sitting in the dark, and it's very depressing, to be honest. It can be. They want to cleanse the market. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they do want to cleanse the market, and they can, but not going to cleanse me. I'm not leveraging that heavy. I'm obviously doing trades, as I mentioned, in my VIP community, but with again, the post that comes out eventually. In fact, I'll just quickly go here. What was the post that I was going to make? Yeah, you know, say no to indicators, no RSI, no MACD, no heat maps to keep it simple, support and resistance levels, price action, looking at relative strength and patience. This is the mentality that our community and VIP and traders like chart flows have adopted, which allowed us to go 6 for 6 last week. It is exactly how it should be. Again, I'm not also understanding again another post as well that is going to be coming out soon enough. Actually, it's just gone out, funnily enough, in regards to kind of the so-called simple ways, if you will, quote-unquote simple ways to succeed in trading. The good trading and investment plans should answer 3 questions. Where will I enter? Where am I wrong? Where will I scale out? And the bonus 2 questions is what macro fundamental news will come out today that could affect the market, and how will these affect the first 3 questions of where will I enter, where am I wrong, and where will I scale out? Rinse and repeat this, understand this. Everything else is noise, and that's kind of the so-called success guide. Very bog standard simple success guide, but success guide to trading. It's a simple thing. They want to cleanse the market. If they're going to try, I'll see that, and I will end up, taking my profits or cut my losses, get out, and go back in when the time and opportunity arises again. It's just understanding your opportunities and understanding how the market's going to function, which you can only learn by continuously being in here, showing up, and just a trial and failure, and just develop trading strategies. Basically, that's what it comes down to. Good evening, DC bros. Been a minute. You're doing very, very well. Jay Morrison, who's the wallet? We don't know for sure. The speculation that I have, it's probably Binance based to these connections here. I assume it's probably Binance, but everyone's got their theories of it being Coinbase or HTX or even still Gate or whatever it may be. We'll find out, I'm sure, soon enough if it does result into a listing or the tag comes visible finally. And welcome back, Bufflink, bro. And yes, you're right. If you enjoy the streams, be doing this basically daily. I say basically because there are some days I don't go live, but I try to do it every single day. If you enjoy the content, leave a like, share with your friends, subscribe for more, turn on that post notification bell so you do not miss when I do go live. And you want extra insights, learn a lot more, check out the free server, links on my homepage and the description, or additive information, and learn a lot more through the VIP. Follow me on Twitter for that as well. You can find some occasional insights and alpha sources through the Twitter. And again, much more in the VIP, and then also BYDFI for extra discounts in trading and whatnot as well. All information again is down below. But we're going to get to this post here quickly. Are we in that whack-off distribution or going to bear? I want to say the former, but again, we have to have further confirmation right now. I think things are still, right now, we're still, from what I've seen, we're seeing the earnings still, going up, which means we are starting to go into a re-accelerating economy. It would be illogical for us to start seeing a bear market when things are starting to rally up and we're getting more liquidity coming in and people starting to spend more. The post for Kaspa Media, though, the future is AI, and Kaspa is the only base layer that can onboard the billion AI users. A very, very interesting post here. 90 minutes. We don't go through the whole thing, of course, but it just talks about, again, how we've seen a lot of instances in regards to the crypto Ghost Swan, the crash we saw, and how the early perceived solution is something that some Polinsky put out as well, in regards to how we can solve this, and it comes down to with transaction ordering. Of course, then Son Polinsky made this whole AI bot kind of answering many questions also in regards to VPOGs, the DAG Knight and whatnot, which has been very, very interesting. We've seen some of that on Twitter. I'm sure you can even interact with it yourself if you wanted to. We've seen other updates as well, Flux Cloud, BAM protocol as well on Casplex. It's been quite a big week, honestly, for Kaspa, but of course, if you're not in the space and not properly looking at it, you think nothing's happened because the price has not moved because you're only focusing on the price. But you look at what's happening in the actual updates, you're seeing continuous developments and ecosystem growth, which does correlate to increased demand as time goes on. And then to get into some other posts as well, got this post here from Brian Armstrong, CEO of Coinbase. He's heading to DC tomorrow, which is actually today now. Excited to roll up our sleeves with key decision makers to get market structure on Trump's desk. Momentum for market structure clarity is at an all-time high, which is why we've seen both sides commit to getting to work on the bill, even during a shutdown. They shouldn't be doing this right now, technically, or it makes sense they wouldn't be doing it, but they are doing it. They're eager to talk right now. So, in a summary of this from Elena Terrett here, it basically comes to the fact that these so-called leaders, these are leaders in the fintech company, are now basically approaching and trying to get this Market Clarity Act back on track. This obviously comes after a couple of weeks ago, there was a leaked proposal from Democratic staffers to Republican counterparts on regulating decentralized finance. And of course, that went down very, very badly from our side, and equally from our side being the crypto side, and also from the Republicans as well. So the negotiations broke down. And now 2 weeks later, even though the shutdown's ongoing, they're trying to now reconvene and get it sorted out. The sooner the better, of course. It's unclear what the format of either roundtable will be, or whether members will come and go or stay for the full discussion. But we can be very, very hopeful about it. We'll have to wait and see. But this could be a big, big development, of course, if it does come to fruition and does come out as we want it to, because we have, in regards to getting the Market Clarity Act, regulations again being very, very important, and will definitely incite more investments from institutions and from retail to trust this space more so. And also with that, and then the government shutdown coming to an end hopefully soon enough as well, you see ETF finance coming out. There are currently 155 ETFs. You've got many for Bitcoin that are kind of out. You've got many for Solana that are still being on hold, but they're being filed. XRP's got 20, Ethereum's got 16. You've got 10 for a basket, so being a collection of ETFs. Then you've got Litecoin with 5, AVAX with 4, Doge 4, DOT, Polkadot 4, so on and so forth, going down the list here. But there are loads of ETFs, and even the senior ETF analyst, Eric Bolsheles, believes you could see up to 200 in the next year. We're seeing a lot of happening right now, which is, insane, very, very insane. And this will be a catalyst that would see more, liquidity, more favor, more just bullish nature in the market, most definitely. You don't see a Kaspa ETF because Kaspa's not in that category yet. If it will ever be, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But we are seeing the development of ETFs coming through. Hong Kong just approved the first Solana ETF, which is quite a big deal. And it looks like 21 Shares has a new ETF approved, which pays 6 to 7% staking yield to holders, which is the first major crypto ETF that earns passive yield, which we've just spoke about from this document here for institutions, how they want to find a way to make their crypto work for them. They want to earn passive yield, as well as not focusing so much on just making money at any cost, but find something that's going to be sustainable. So it's, again, a very, very big deal. We're seeing increasing access and adoption into crypto, be it decentralized projects or even hopefully soon to be Bitcoin and Kaspa, or it's already been Bitcoin, but more so Kaspa so as well. But the message for me is pretty clear what's happening right now. Markets are going down due to headline news. It's frustrating. So much uncertainty due to the government shutdown and the tariff headlines right now. Hopefully both will come to an end soon enough. And then we can start actually focusing on what's really taking place right now, which is the Clarity Act, hopefully progressing again. ETPs soon to be filed again and approved by the SEC, as they are happening around the world. Institutions are continuously talking more and more about we need to focus on infrastructure, what's coming through. And then in regards to Kaspa, again, we're seeing big wallets scooping up more, potentially anticipating a listing coming soon. We'll have to wait and see. But Wells are accumulating heavy. A company that is associated with Ice River, therefore loosely associated with Kaspa, are now public on the NASDAQ. So Wall Street now can get involved and get more exposure to them, which could help Kaspa out as well. And you're going to see more projects like KDA probably go through a collapse because they just have not been set up for success. They're set up for failure. They're set up to just make a quick buck and disappear. And you'll see many, many more probably doing a similar thing. But Kaspa, for me, is one that won't do that because it's been built to survive, built for the infrastructure, built for the long term. And Zebek could also be one that does well in the immediate future as well, because they have the infrastructure, which is good. Again, centralized. So it's counter intuitive me saying it, but have the infrastructure and the partnerships and are working with policymakers, therefore does put them in good favor for what is to come out as well. To get some questions real quickly, does BYDFI have a cap on swaps to USDT? If so, do you know what that is? I'll have a ask of the BYDFI team that I'm in contact with. I'm not entirely sure if they do. Actually, no. I do know what that is. You can find out if you go onto BYDFI. You can go onto their website and you can check it's like a VIP section. It's like their VIP too. So if you go onto BYDFI, I haven't got my VPN on, so I can't show it on the stream because it's not technically allowed in the UK. But if you go onto BYDFI, then you can, I mean, you go on BYDFI, you end up, you know, as you follow the link here, the benefits you get onto the BYDFI, what is, by the way, is a free VIP2 account. The VIP2 account you get through my affiliate link gives you a higher limit. So I'm not sure the limit is at the base level, but through my affiliate link, you get a higher limit, which you are showed. They do show you how much the limit is. I can quickly double check, you know, I give you a response in the Discord server, brother, when we go off, and I'll let you know. To get into some more questions real quickly. If Grayscale was going to make Kaspa ETF, how much capital would they need? Well, it one seems like just doing a lot just for a listing. I mean, you say that, but Mexi have over $1 billion. It's just their reserves, right? It's they have a lot, but you've got to understand, in a situation where, let's just say there's another crash or something like that, and you know, a lot of people end up losing their capital that they leverage and whatnot, you need to have enough proof of reserves. There's a whole premise where you have proof of reserves to protect your clients, you know, the investor, but also protect yourself in the situation of a market crash, or if in an instance where you've messed up as an exchange and you've been hacked, you then have everything that's still there, and you can, you know, you should and therefore would reimburse people. I'm not sure what Grayscale's doing right now. I don't believe there's any plans for Kaspa ETFs right now, to my knowledge. I remember hearing a while back in the Kaspa Discord server from Johnny about a community ground fund for an ETF, but it did not pass because people just don't want to pay Kaspa right now, pay money for a listing for an ETF, which I'm honestly happy they haven't done, because I think that would probably cause more harm than good, because Kaspa still needs to just have a better, more building happening right now and a better foundation. It's still got a great foundation, don't take me wrong, but I think if you just try and force listings right now, again, all these listings, all these posts here talking about stop just trying to go for projects that are just trying to list assets, issue assets, not just trying to list on an exchange, that are trying to build infrastructure. Obviously, you can do both, but it's not an easy thing to do. So it's better off that Kaspa just tries to focus on infrastructure and building, as opposed to just trying to merely list on exchanges and list on the Grayscale and whatnot. Those will come. And then I've been looking at the N of one AR model trading experiment. I have not, DC. No, I haven't heard of it actually. If you can send any info to the Discord server, I would love to look through it myself, man. They're in cahoots. They probably are. I mean, it's a corrupt game, right? All the higher ups. I don't generally believe it's left versus right, or I think it's just generally rich versus poor. I think they're all in cahoots for each other in one way or the other. And then Bingo Banger says, don't forget, after liking and subscribing and recording your best backflip. He's joking. I mean, the like, subscribe, definitely. The about 1,000 XRP. I'm not doing any giveaways. I'm not an XRP maxi. You know that for sure. I'm not. Welcome back, Art Zero Bro. Who has benefited from all the institutions getting into crypto and all these so-called regulation scammers? That's who. Oh yeah, I mean, the ones who benefit right now have been the smart money. Definitely. Right now, the only asset that's gone up in value has been Bitcoin. And in a sense, Ethereum as well. But everything else is like, oh, Bitcoin, ETH, and XRP were the only assets that's really done well on the cycle. Everything has done terribly. But again, I think I'm very confident these assets will eventually do well. But right now, it has just been the scammers and smart money who've been making money off this. There have not been anybody else really. Saying, I mean, again, I said that I have made money in the cycle right now. So I'm not actually too bothered. I know I still think the cycle's got long to go, and then I'll make even more money. But I've made money in the cycle much earlier on. I had a very fortunate and big bag I made back in 2024 with some meme rubbish, and I've been just kind of doing off that. But just trying to, you know, get extra dry powder and keep DCing into it, because I do think the cycle's still got a bit longer to go. All I could think of is Miles doing backflips in Jay's basement. Right, okay. Solana ETF is surely proof that nobody cares about tech anymore. Well, it's proof that Solana has it's not great tech. It's not great tech. We know that. But at the same time, it is the fastest out of the big caps right now. Faster than Ethereum, faster than Bitcoin. And institutions right now want to just get access to big assets. It's the same thing, like they got access to Bitcoin, they got into the candy store, they're now just trying to expand their horizon. They're not going to go straight from Bitcoin to Kaspa. They go to Bitcoin, to Ethereum, to Solana, to XRP, to Polkadot to Litecoin, whatever it may be, and keep going down the ladder until they end up hopefully eventually coming to Kaspa. But but again, them launching an ETF is just their way to give their clients access to crypto. But I haven't checked too heavily, but I'm not sure how much they're building on Solana. Well, I know they're building a lot on Ethereum, but Ethereum is a stepping stone exchange to get into the broader market. That's why everything right now in this space is trying to become interoperable with Ethereum, like Kaspa, EVMs, like XRP with the EVM sidechain. It's just a stepping stone till they actually find the place they want to be in. Right, okay, this is getting a bit weird now. When I have Facecam on in the next, week or so, my reactions are going to look so telegraphed. I've been able to do my reactions whatever I want to behind a camera. Now I've got one, I'm going to have to hide my reactions. You'll see the most confused looks on my faces, I swear. No, I don't. Again, you lot are crazy. But that being said, family, just conclude today's Kaspa crypto live stream. In a short summary, Wallet 1 scooping up more. We're also accumulating more right now, and Kaspa, in a sense, has expanded into Wall Street, which is quite reassuring news. Don't be emotional, be logical. Projects are going to keep collapsing, going down, but if you're looking to projects like Kaspa that are building real infrastructure, that's what institutions right now are looking at heavily. They care about the infrastructure, they care what's being built. Doesn't mean Kaspa is on their radar right now, but it will be, in my belief, in the future. They keep on building. And we're seeing more FUD in regards to headline news, but things are still on track right now. If you want to find out more information and whatnot, check out the free Discord server, or again, more premium insights in the VIP, which are again linked down below in the description. We're doing stuff in there like trading and alpha documentation and so much more in there. If you enjoy the stream, leave a like, share with your friends, subscribe for more. That being said, family, have a great day, good evening, and good night. And I will see you all in the next one. Take care.